And let's just break it down a little bit. And it's a match between my boy Mugetsu and Brian F. Brian F's a professional Balrog player with Team Equinox. And Mugetsu representing Muk-Tech. So we're going to break this match down and see, what it do. So the whole theme is economy of movement. Making the right reads, making the right moves. Simply minimal risk with maximum reward.
There's no escape. Round one. Fight.
Okay. All right, good check. Now right there, Brian F is a charge character. So at the gate, he's not going to be doing a lot of movements because that'll take away his charge. And many of his power moves, being Balrog, are going to be charge moves. So there's a acronym, ABC, always be charging. If you're not charging, for example, like being Gao or Urien, then you're going to lose a lot of your power moves. So that's one reason why Brian F isn't going to move a lot. Another thing is that Balrog has more reach than Ryu. Ryu's normals are pretty stubby, so they're not going to reach Balrog. So by virtue of having stubby normals, Ryu's going to have to take risks and move in, whereas Brian F, he can just stand there and just keep him at bay with like a straight punch or a fierce or a standing roundhouse. Alright, good check by Mugetsu. Alright, anti-air. See right there. Let's run it back a little bit. Mugetsu tried to go for a solar plexus punch, and that's still pretty stubby even at that range, but Brian F had to answer for it. He checked it and caught him with a killer straight. Turn punch. See, one of Ryu's good tools is Hadouken, but Balrog has a counter for that, and that's his turn. He just like weave through a Hadouken, and while still in charge, and can I light him up with a straight or an under smash? Okay, that was a good punish on the a good call out on the with V Trigger 2 command grab, but for some reason, I don't know if it was an execution error or not, Mugetsu didn't capitalize with a light Tatsu. Okay, that was a bad idea to try like to charge a fireball fully in Balrog's face. So let's run it some more. Alright, counter. Alright, bad DP. Now right there, he baited the DP. Oh, that was a good bait. He made very minimal movement, but he had baited the DP. And there's the death blow. Alright, so let's see what Brian F did. Very minimal movement. Maximum reward with minimal risk. So it all boils down to economy of movement. You have to take very few risks, making very few movements to achieve your goal. practically letting their opponent beat themselves, using your tools at your disposal. Now let's look at this replay. Mugetsu takes a round off of Brian F.
Round one. Fight!
Oh, bad punish on Brian F's part, but you know, Mugetsu skated by. Now notice in this match, he's controlling the pace, he's slowing it down. He's not taking as many risks. Alright, good jump punish. Now at this point, Mugetsu's not overextending. He's playing it cool. Playing to his strengths. Alright. One thing you don't do a raw jump in on Rog. His anti is too good. Oh, that was a good jump punish. Oh, good call out on the turn punch. See right here, and that was a really solid round. Mugetsu had Brian F on the back foot. He controlled the pacing. So another thing about what high levels do is that they'll control the pace. They could either force you to play slow or play at a frantic pace. Alright, good counter. Alright, tick throw. Again, can't jump in at Rog. See, now right here, Brian F is taking advantage of his attack range. He has a greater attack range than Ryu. Okay, that round belonged to Brian F. Now, although the paces was slowed down, Brian F started capitalizing again on distance. That probably should have been Shoryuken. All right, good. Now noticing like the later rounds, Mugetsu's taking less risks and he's slowing it down. Good. Playing to his strengths, taking very few risks. All right, that was a good evasion, good escape. All right, good call out. Nah, that was a really well played round, but I think Brian F had made the right call with that EX straight. So right there, in the first match, Mugetsu was doing most of the movement. In the second match, Mugetsu slowed down his movement. He made Brian F come to him. He made Brian F play his game. So high levels, pro players, they made very minimal movements. That's why you see them like wobbling back and forth, spacing, playing footsies. They don't go all in unless they build momentum. Once they had momentum, they start snowballing into like bigger damage. But starting off, they play a very strong neutral. So in summary, many pros and high levels have very strong neutral. They control the pacing and they control the spacing. And it's all with economy of movement. Not making very many movements or unnecessary movements It's all about maximum reward with minimal risk. So tell me what your thoughts are. Drop a line, drop a comment, just hit me up. We can just theory fight it, but this is just a theory right here. Like I said before, economy of movement, make your opponent hang yourself. That's what many high level and pros do and how they achieve their success. So just tell me what you think.